Hey y'all, today's episode is being brought to you by Squarespace. If you have a great idea that probably belongs on the internet, like quarantine survival tips, how to not strangle your significant other during week 3007, then put it on the internet and use Squarespace for help because they make it incredibly easy to launch any old passion project or idea of yours online. They've got great templates and it's really easy to use. Plus, they've got a 24/7 customer support line to help you. So go to squarespace.com/read for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code READ to save 10% off of your first purchase of a website or a domain. Let them know that we sent you, and let's move on.
Hey y'all, this episode is also brought to you by Quibi, which is a new premium streaming service designed specifically for your phone with movie quality shows and episodes in just 10 minutes or less. The shows include things like Free Ray Sean, which is an explosive drama telling the story of a young Black Iraq war veteran who is set up by New Orleans police on a drug deal that stars Lawrence Fishburne and Stephen James. And you can witness the first incredible year of LeBron James' Akron School, Ohio in I Promise, as well as lots of other content. So go download Quibi app now to enjoy a free 90-day trial. Enjoy, and let's start the show.
All right, well, welcome back, niggas and friends, to week 500,623
Correct.
of the Read in Quarantine.
That's right.
I've already done Jaleel White. I don't know who I want to be. I'm Alfonso Ribeiro.
And I am Mahalia Jackson.
This is the Read Podcast once again at home.
Yep. For the foreseeable future.
Oh, yes. And amen. I'm staying here for the rest of my life. I got an email that Rona has made its way into the building. Somebody here got it.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Oh,
So,
God. Yeah.
Never leaving my house again.
Yep. That's what it sounds like to me.
Blessings to everyone.
That's right. Good luck, everybody.
Time of immediate need. But let's just keep things going the way that we always do, starting with Black excellence. Today I read a story about one Joshua Esnard, however you say your name. It's a classic one. It's great. He created a product called, wait for it, the Cut Buddy. Now this is...
Oh, Lord.
Apparently it's been on Shark Tank and has been doing quite well ever since it launched in 2016. But this is a product that he created when he was 13 years old. And basically it's like a stenciling sort of device that allows you or helps you to give yourself a lineup. You know, line your hair, your beard, all of that kind of stuff. And, these should be flying off of, his shelves or wherever, seeing as how a lot of us are quite frankly tired of walking around looking like Animal from the Muppets.
Yeah, correct.
And so this is something that could be useful to you in your time of hair need, possibly. But they've got like all kinds of like really neat stuff on the website, thecutbuddy.com. And they've been in GQ and Forbes, the Today Show. Like I said, they were on Shark Tank. And it's just a little something else to bring you some comfort, some normalcy to your routine in the house. And a Black man created it when he was just a wee 13. I think that's fantastic.
It is.
And because of them, we can't even post like a promo code they have for it where you can get 15% off. This is not an ad. It's just a fact. So going over there and support Black businesses still out here, making sure that we're good when we need to be. So shout out to Joshua and everyone at The Cut Buddy. Fantastic name.
Yeah, I definitely thought of something else, but shout out to Shout out
People
to
got
you
plenty
and your
of those.
invention.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. And, I hope you prosper in these times. And because I have fully just given up, I have resigned myself to being a booger wolf, and it's fine. Like, I'm just not going to be pretty again until the outside opens back up. And it's okay.
Yeah. I've just kept my hair covered. There are mirrors in my home, and every now and then, if I see what's going on, I just oh,
me too.
Who are you?
Yes.
How did you get into my house?
When I see my day 3 Felicia braids, I'm like, wow. So this is where we're at. Okay.
I mean,
sad times
fine.
over here. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm
it's
okay
fine.
with looking like Erykah Badu in an On and On video and just sweeping around my home, and it's fine. I'm into it. Well,
sure.
Moving into what's going on in gossip for our segment Hot Tops, Bottom Hard with a Vengeance. Starting with, well, a mere month or so after both of these people caught flack for talking about Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King, Ari Lennox and Snoop Dogg had an interesting exchange on Instagram a couple of days ago. So Ari Lennox is minding her business, Instagram living as she does quite often, making the girls laugh, being a regular girl and things. And in this particular Instagram live, she's trying on like a lace front in her bathroom or wherever. And like, she's just so funny, like naturally funny. And I don't even know that she's intending to be, but it's funny. Yeah. And so they're laughing about the lace, if she needs to cut it more, et cetera, et cetera. And someone told her she needed to get a wig cap, and she was like, where the fuck am I going to get a wig cap? Just like having fun.
That's for real. Literally. The liquor store need to sell wig caps.
Period. I mean, every time that I log on Instagram, I see like 15 people on live at the same time. Everyone is so bored. Yeah. So it's fine. Anyway, so this made it, a clip from this live stream made it onto the Shade Room. Snoop Dogg commented on this wig moment and said, grow your own hair, whatever. What happened to that? What happened to those days? With the little shrugging emoji.
What? Girls were weave in the 90s too, nigga. What is you talking about?
I don't know what this, it's like. Okay, maybe this is like a news flash for Snoop. Okay. You can grow your own hair and wear wigs. You can. It's fascinating, huh? Like, a wig. You can put a top, whether you have hair or not. Right. Like, there's often something underneath there. So I don't even know that this makes any sense.
It does not. It does not. And I mean, real hair is not morally superior to weaves. Like, this is ridiculous.
Right. So
women people have been fucking with their hair probably since the beginning of time. Niggas was probably looking at, prehistoric horses and shit and being like, that would be a cute ass ponytail. So like, I bet you though. So like, please, the fact that niggas in 2020 are still on this, what happened to growing your own hair? What happened to shutting the fuck up?
He's just trying to get some of that red table talk off his palate. I was just so confused. And the other thing that's funny about this is that like, Ari Lennox is almost never wearing a wig. Like, she's like, I think it's the first time I've just not seen her hair.
That is a good point.
Why could she, the one time that she's like playing around with a wig or whatever on live, it's like, oh, well, bitch, why don't you just wear your own goddamn hair? Like, what?
But bitch, I always do. And I can change my shit up if I want to.
But like, I know Snoop Dogg's mama was like, nigga, if I could leave the house right now, I'll come over there and stone cold stun your stupid ass. I know that we just talked about this. Well, Ari Lennox responded on her Instagram page, posting a photo of Snoop Dogg in a blonde wig. With the caption that says, Uncle, I just thought we had an understanding. And this is a picture from that time that Snoop like painted himself white and called himself Todd.
Oh,
and he was doing those
right.
weird videos on Instagram, and I still don't know why, but
okay, I do remember that now.
I'm all for making fun of white people, so I didn't really mind it. But that's what the photo was from. So, you know, everybody just going back to their business. Snoop was a little high, commenting because he's bored like the rest of us.
Right.
Not as sure what he was going to with that. Like, women in your family wear wigs. They look beautiful with or without. I don't understand why Homegirl couldn't have just been. And then, like, the other thing about it is, it's like, she clearly don't wear wigs. That was what was funny about it. Like, they're talking to her about how much lace she needs to cut and getting a wig cap. So
the fact that she don't have wig caps, because I got a good 4 or 5 right now just in the drawer, like, because I have hella wigs. So you can tell she is a novice at all this, and she probably like, fuck it, I ain't got shit else to do. Might as well, you know, pull up YouTube and learn how to lay my own wig or build a house or whatever, because you can do fucking anything on YouTube. And here y'all go.
Hashtag let a bitch have fun. Let a bitch have fun.
Let a bitch have fun.
Let a
Nigga,
bitch
have nothing else to do. Shit. Let me enjoy myself.
What else? So, for whatever reason, 52-year-old Lanithia Leaks has rap single out.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
I don't know if it's called Honey or Come and Get This Honey. I think it's just called Honey.
Yeah.
HUNNI. And I mean, sure, why not?
Of course.
That's a very rap thing to do.
Oh no, it's Come and Get This Honey.
Yeah, I don't either. Fine, whatever.
Regardless,
right? And some people have labeled it as a diss record because she's clearly like talking about bitches that could never versus her who can always. And she captioned it, I wear the crown, you wear a tiara. There's like a lot in the caption. I'm just not going to read all of it. But oh, I am going to read this. I can't turn your plums into a peach. So there you go. There's specificity in this.
Okay. So I don't. Plums?
I mean, I guess it's shots at her castmates because, you know, she's been like apparently going on this apology thing, trying to make up with girls that she's had issues with on the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Right.
And some of them are going well, and I guess others are not. Because I know that she made up with Portia. And I also know that she threw stuff at Kenya Moore in some form of an argument. Mm-hmm. And I guess she and Eva also don't like each other. So I don't know if this is supposed to be a diss record to them or what. I mean, being that you're rapping on the song, it's very easy whenever you feel, you know, appropriate to just be like, oh, well, that's just rap. You know, you say, you know, arrogant stuff or whatever, whatever. I don't know.
Okay, I guess. I mean, that is possible. But also, like, I don't know if I'm just thinking too deeply into the lyrics or, you know, maybe I'm taking them at face value, which I shouldn't. But all those girls you just listed already have a peach. So.
Yeah, who are you?
So who is she talking to?
Talking about Tanya?
Who's
Does Tanya have a peach?
Tanya is the
light-skinned girl that's from Canada.
Damn, okay, maybe she don't, but I don't think she and Tanya have any real issues.
Yeah, so I don't.
It just doesn't.
I don't know.
You know, maybe it was just a line. Somebody just wrote it.
Does Nene have anything else to do? No.
Or she's talking to random haters and she's talking to the public or the fans.
Probably.
Or something. Yeah,
you
that's
know
probably
what?
It.
That makes a lot more sense.
She's talking to the haters on Instagram.
Haters in general.
Yeah.
I think we've arrived at it. So here's the thing. Being honest, I don't hate it.
Don't you? Okay. I heard like a 10-second
it.
clip and I was like, don't think I ever need to hear that whole thing.
I don't think I would ever go out of my way to listen to it, like intentionally, but I don't think it's terrible, all things considered. Nene Leakes is a grown-ass woman with no real musical background that I'm aware of.
Correct.
Who just decided to put out a song, much like, what the fuck was that other abysmal ass song that white woman did? The Crown, the
Ring didn't mean a thing?
The Ring didn't mean a thing.
Oh, know the ring didn't mean a thing.
And white gaze went up. So you know what? To this black woman, fine. Like, absolutely, Lanithia, go on ahead. They can't get this, honey, or whatever the song is called. I don't think it's awful.
Okay,
I really don't. All things considered, if I was fucked up in a club, if we could go out right now, and I was like drunk off of some Hennessy or Douce or whatever they got, and this came on, I wouldn't be ready to go home.
Okay, well, that is a compliment coming from you. So
I may sway side to side. So
I may check out the full track just because you don't hate it. But our music tastes they differ sometimes.
I was just about to say so.
They differ a lot, actually. So.
It also has that very like cheap ass flea market looking single cover, which as a bird, I really appreciate that. It
Y'all
gives me
me
early
fun,
Crime Mob.
Oh
like
no!
that.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I'm scared. Has she been in that Facetune again? Oh,
no, she just
has.
used a picture. Oh well, yeah, but
I just pulled up her Instagram and she definitely has. Who Harper? Who this woman?
Mm.
Where is the? Okay, so she didn't post the album art on her Instagram.
I mean, but Nene has also like actually tuned her face, so like I don't care. Like,
yeah, no, I mean, I don't. You can do surgery or use filters. I just feel like, Nene, it's very obvious when you're using these filters because we have seen you and you don't look like that. But okay.
Yeah, that's the case for many people, especially folks on TV that do it. But you know what, sweetie?
Oh my God. I see now why your bird ass like this.
Look at it.
Fucking single art. This is so ghetto.
Exactly.
Not this champagne glass with the peach at the top of it.
Right. And I've seen this picture before. Like, she didn't shoot this picture. She didn't take this picture for this cover. I've seen this photo somewhere before, but it absolutely gives me like barbershop cassette.
Yep.
And I'm into it.
Okay. All right. Yep. 100%, friend. You got it.
She apparently also had like a little live get together with her old friend Kim Zolciak. That's her name, yes. Mm-hmm. And they were chatting about how they became friends again, even though she called her racist correctly.
Yep.
Nene called Kim racist, I mean. And Kim and her daughter said Nene had roaches. And Nene said the roach must have fell out one of their pussy. Something to that effect. But they are kissy-kissy on Instagram again, which has raised some eyebrows. And right in the heat of that, Brielle is on. Brielle being Kim Zolciak's daughter.
Right.
Brielle is on. Brielle was just on Instagram or Twitter tweeting about how Donald Trump is a person and we're bullying him or something to that fucking effect, or think about how it must feel to be bullying somebody who's just trying to run the country or some fuck shit. So, Nene.
Right. Shut up.
Yeah, no. Elsewhere.
Like, sis, you don't know what you're talking about, little girl. And it's not like, ooh, bullying is bad no matter who does it. Donald Trump. This is not bullying. This is people calling out an elected official, a public figure who more than rightly deserves it. Like Brielle.
And
kids are still in cages right now, bitch. Like, and he bullies people. On top of that, just today at one of his fake briefings / press conferences, he told a reporter that they wasn't never going to amount to shit or wasn't never going to be nothing or something like that. And it's like, this is the president of the goddamn United States talking to people like this where others can see. Just on live TV. It's astounding. So shut up, Brielle. You don't know nothing about nothing.
I've always looked at bullying as, basically being destructive or intimidating or whatever mean to someone who is vulnerable and or can't defend themselves.
Exactly.
He's the fucking president of the United States of America. Nobody can bully him. So, but again, we're talking about Brielle Zieberman or whatever the fuck that white girl's name is. And her mama both look like Haribo gummy bears. Like the texture of their faces, they both look like gummies. So that's more, I think, something they should be concerned about.
I mean, and she's like, what, 18, 19 years old, maybe? So like, Brielle is not somebody I'm going to for my political commentary any further.
That's a great point.
No, I'm sorry. Shut me up. She's 23, but she has her mama's fake ass blown up lips. Jesus. Good God. Yeah, so your dumbass is not one I'm coming to for advice on anything, sis. Shut the fuck up. Go to bed.
Young Jeezy is engaged to one Jeannie Mai, co-host of The Real. They announced on Instagram. She showed off her ring. He looks fully comfortable in his new domesticated Hollywood romance. Apparently, he was going to propose to her on a trip to Vietnam, but Rona said, "Nope, girl, never saw it for this relationship anyway. Stay home." And I guess he surprised her at home with the proposal. So
yeah,
that's
wherever they at is gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, it's two rich niggas, so that's
it's just absolutely fully beautiful. But
so I guess
yeah. All right.
Does this mean her name go be Jeannie Jenkins?
No, it does not.
Why not? Jeannie Mai Jenkins?
No, I don't. The fact. Okay, you know what? The answer is still no, friend. She's not legally tacking Jenkins onto her name.
Okay.
No, she isn't doing that. Sorry. Jeannie Mai is the brand at this point.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. Lots of people do it. I can see that, understand. I just get tickled by the thought of it.
She might hyphenate it in her Twitter display or whatever, but she's not changing her name for real.
Oh, like how Nikki put Mrs. Petty?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that ought to be a very interesting wedding. You know, fucking Manny Fresh sitting next to Kombucha Girl and whatever.
Not Kombucha Girl!
I'm just picturing this wedding, sis,
oh my God.
Lil Jon and every East Side boy sitting across from fucking Adrienne Bailon and whoever the fuck. I'm into it.
Don't talk to me about Lil Jon right now.
Oh, I didn't tune into that.
Well, be glad, because Lil Jon started talking about how don't take the coronavirus vaccine because then people is trying to poison our minds, and look up Dr. Sebi and all this other stuff about how vaccines ain't shit.
Just play the song.
Listen. And
play
so T-Pain was like, "Oh my God, man, please don't do this." Trying to get him to shut up. And then, so I'm thinking, okay, T-Pain is the one here with sense. And then, my nigga, 2 songs later, what does T-Pain play? The I'm a Flirt remix.
You know what? I'm okay.
I turned the whole damn live off. I turned the whole damn live off. I said, you know what? My nigga was right. These are inevitably going to lead to disappointment, and I'm just not looking at no more of them.
And you can do it yourself. You can literally just grab songs from the catalog and do it your damn selves on Instagram or Twitter or whatever with your friends. Or by your damn self. I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, it's fun to watch the artists interact with each other. That's, of course, the real difference. But, both of y'all, back to back, in a 6-minute time span, both of y'all broke my heart. So I just had to go. I had to go. It was too much. As soon as I heard R. Kelly's voice, I was like, you know what? Just shut Instagram all the way off and turn Animal Crossing on. Yeah, that's right.
That's that. Well, congrats to the lovely couple. I know a lot of the girls don't see it for Jeannie for some shit that she said. I don't watch that show, so
it was. Whatever. Remember, it was about how black boys are for fun, but not for being with. I guess she changed her mind.
Does Jeezy have sisters?
I don't know, but I feel like every nigga got sisters. So
that's a good one.
I don't know why, I just feel that way.
Any close lady in the fam for Jeezy, I would just be at the wedding with questions. Don't even invite me.
I'm just actually going to spit right in your face right before you walk down the aisle, but good luck to y'all.
Or just spit in your hand right before you shake it and shake her hand and introduce yourself.
Yes, or spit in her hair.
Oh, okay, all right.
This is getting worse.
Rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine is out of prison for real this time. He was apparently released after complaining about his risks for getting that Rona whilst he also already deals with asthma. And I read here on Wrap Up that he was released from a Queens detention facility to home confinement on Thursday to serve the remaining 4 months of his 24-month sentence because of all of those other things. I was saying, so he's been sent to home confinement to serve the rest of the prison sentence. So we all in jail.
Yeah, I was going to say, the rest of us are also spending the next 4 months at home.
What other option did the doll have?
Right. He wasn't going nowhere no goddamn way.
So like,
he wasn't going nowhere.
So
I mean, yeah, whatever. I guess he was going to get out anyway, but it just seems a little bit like, so the white boy got out, but countless niggas are still in jail. But okay.
Yikes.
Yeah.
He is allegedly getting back to recording music while he's at home. He is present on social media again. The Shade Room posted a story that is captioned or with the headline, Los Angeles mayor is offering rewards for snitching on businesses violating the city's stay-at-home order.
She would.
6ix9ine left a comment and said, coming to the rescue. Clearly making jokes at his actual snitching that took place last year.
Right. Okay, little boy.
His lawyers and folks surrounding him, probation officers, came forward and said, yes, she's back online, but we won't let you know we're not playing with this bitch, okay? She's not allowed to fuck with nobody, beef with nobody, troll nobody. He won't be, quote, it won't be anything inflammatory, and that he will use discretion and common sense when he uses social media.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
That is what his team is assuring the public. Okay. And I thought to myself, like, well, good luck, you know, because all the things that kept you talked about, you can't do no more. So
exactly.
I'm interested to see who this new person is going to be.
Right. We'll see. But like, you don't really have a lot of options right now. And to be frank, the influencer market is already saturated and them hoes is already getting to desperation levels to stay paid via Instagram and other social media. So you might just want to focus on the fact that you out of jail and, you know, do some self-reflection, some self-growth, you know, come up with some hobbies, start reading more, something like that. But the antics,
start reading.
Let this be the end of it. Let that little, oh, haha, on my way. Like, let that little jokey joke about why you went to prison be your last. But I know he won't, but he should.
Yeah.
I know he won't, but he should.
I can't get over the fact that he literally looks like an It's a Kadoozy popsicle. Have you ever had one of those?
I've never even heard that string of letters before. What'd you say?
This was just, It's a Kadoozy. It was a popsicle.
It's a Kadoozy.
Yes. It was a popsicle from back in my childhood.
Oh my God.
And it was like yellow. Every time I see him, I think of this popsicle.
I just Googled it. Holy shit, he does. It's like a yellow, red, and green churro.
Yeah. Refreshing. Like, so refreshing. Great taste.
Oh, I can't.
Reasonably
shit.
sized.
God damn, he looks exact. You know, my reference is always Skittles, but god damn, yes, this is it.
What else is going on?
Help me, God.
The Cheetah Girls went at it briefly over the weekend, I believe. Well, not really. I
saw that. Raven been on live lately.
Yeah, she's been, mostly minded her fucking business.
Yeah.
Getting her braids done. And I think she's been recording new music. I'm into it. I prefer this over the View Raven any day. I'll take it.
I think she got over those days. I think she got over that, I'm from every continent in the world except 2. I think she got over that bullshit. And she's back to just being, I think she's, she had a phase. And maybe now, especially with Trump being in office, she's like, wow, I was on the wrong shit. because
maybe.
you know what I've seen from her lately, she seems to be chilled the fuck out and back
just
to
chilling.
being just a nigga. When she told the baby she was giving him a discount because she'd been working since she was 3, I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
Flex on that nigga again one good time, sis.
Well, Miss Keely Sexy Spectacular Williams was on Instagram, and she was talking about a number of things, from the chicken tenders that were once thrown upon the mug of one young Naturi Naughton to
Oh, Lord. I remember that.
Rumors that she threatened to out Raven Simonier. And
I mean, girl, you out and Raven was gonna do exactly what?
She says it's not true for what it's worth. And then she spoke about how she doesn't see why she would ever go on the reel or need to go on the reel. I guess the talk of a Cheetah Girls reunion had come up. Raven said that she was down to do it and down to do whatever Adrian wants to do. I guess they're still really close friends. But she also said some stuff needs to be worked out because it could go sideways. Really. Like, which to me said like, I don't want no problems, but I will whoop one of these hoes' asses. Like, I'm not above it. I'm frankly already tired. So
yes, like, that's what I heard as well. As soon as she said it.
So yeah, Keely basically says that like she ain't gonna go on the reel. She don't think Adrian would even want her to go on the reel because then Adrian would have to answer as to whether she was being fake, like for their entire friendship when she said they were best friends, or if they were best friends and now she just don't fuck with her or something like that. So I guess it, like very much actual Babysitters Club ass problems,
right?
Like very petty stuff.
But if we were best friends and you threatened to out me, then guess what, bitch? We definitely were not best friends no more after that.
Well, not Raven. She's saying that about Keely. She's saying that about Adrian.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So she's saying that she don't even believe that Adrian would want to have her on the reel because she would essentially confront Adrian about this, were you ever my real friend or whatever nonsense, and mama doesn't want to talk about that. What she was saying. It was very much like Keely is obviously just a regular girl at home raising kids right now, but also is fully taking advantage of the fact that people know who she is and are kind of paying attention to things she has to say. Because it's all very like surface petty high schooly stuff, but
right. Whatever. I mean, and like, no shade. Please take all this just as somebody who doesn't give a fuck about none of y'all and is being, you know, impartial about it. Adrian has a real job where she's interviewing real celebrities and doing like real things for a real check. I don't think she's afraid to talk to Keely on the reel. It's more like, why would Keely be on the reel? Like Keely said, like it should have just stayed right there with, I don't have no business being on the reel, because the whole idea that Adrian might be too shook because then she would have to answer for some shit is only real if Keely is somebody that people give a fuck about. So,
well, in fairness, Keely did also say, like, I don't have anything to promote. Like, I'm not, you know, people. She said typically when people go on those shows, they're promoting something. So she has always, or at least lately, when she does pop up, is like, she fully embraces the fact that, like, I'm just at home doing regular shit. I also just believe that she's taking advantage of the fact that people are paying attention to shit that she has to say because she's talking about some messy stuff.
Right.
But
exactly. Which is what I'm saying. Like, you were right when you said there was no reason for you to ever be on the reel. I think everybody would agree with that. Everybody.
I also agree with like, I also agree with what you're saying about like the shookness from Adrian. Like, especially
she's not
on
scared
that
of
talk
confronting
show.
you, right?
Right. Why?
On her show, she's definitely not scared of confronting you. And like,
Bitch.
Adrian has always been and still is to this day the bigger star. Like, it's not gonna work the way you seem to think it would.
And Naturi. Damn.
And then Naturi, right. And do you really want to have to face Naturi and Raven and explain how you threatened to out Raven?
Well, I don't think Naturi would be involved in this because this is a Cheetah Girls reunion and not a 3LW one. Like, that 3LW shit ain't ever gonna happen.
Oh,
but
you know
Cheetah
what?
Girls thing.
I forgot all of 3LW was not in Cheetah Girls.
Yeah,
it was just Keely and Adrian.
Chicken Gate had already taken place by the time Cheetah Girls came around. So Notori, I believe, was already out of the picture.
Right,
but then they added Raven, and then the white girl's name was Sabrina. I think it's Sabrina Bryan. And I think Keely and Sabrina are still friends. But to me, it's like, why wouldn't you do it? If this is the case, bitch, imagine Iyanla being on The Real.
No,
sitting
stop right there.
No.
Stop right the fuck there.
They put Lonnie and Tamara, everybody else in the audience, and then Iyanla sits betwixt.
No.
Raven and Adrian on one side, Keely and Sabrina on the other side, and just have it out. And I mean, running full sprint backstage in tears, Iyanla following them, yelling at everybody. I will pay per view. Okay, I will actually watch that, and I don't even give a fuck. But that sounds fun.
No, it does not, friend.
I don't even care why they don't like each other. I just want to see it. But only if Iyanla's going to do it. If it's not Iyanla, I'm not watching. They probably just have Tamara do it.
Exactly. You have your standards and they are what they are. But no, I don't. This isn't anything the world needs. Everybody, by the time probably this episode comes out, Instagram will be fixated on something else. So Keely can go back to her babies and everybody else can go back to their shit. And let's just leave this where it's at.
Last but not least, Floyd Mayweather's daughter, Yaya Mayweather, was arrested over the weekend for stabbing the baby mother of her rap fiance, NBA Youngboy.
Shut up. I thought that was Regine's boyfriend.
No, Regine was dating. Oh, fuck. Who was Regine dating? Regine was dating that other nigga. Don't get me a line. It's not the
I'm
same
gonna Google
nigga.
it. YFN Lucci.
There we go.
Okay, never mind. All right.
I don't, I do have one of this young man's songs in my iTunes library. It's a song that samples The Block Is Hot, and that's pretty much the reason why. But it's a good song. So I don't know much else about him. But yeah, Floyd Mayweather's daughter was arrested in Houston. She got into an argument with one of this young man's kids' moms. She was at the house. Yaya did not want her at the house. And somehow she stabbed this girl twice, allegedly in the arm.
No, bitch, are you crazy?
The girl was taken to the hospital. Mama went and got arrested and was promptly seen right back at NBA Youngboy's home, where he got onto Instagram Live to yell at Kodak Black.
What?
Because Kodak Black, girl, let me tell you something. This is a hood affair. BT should really be writing this down.
Or following these niggas with cameras. Something.
Yeah. But yeah, he was mad at some shit that Kodak Black said about him, about Youngboy allegedly cooperating with authorities to prosecute the girl that stabbed his baby mama. And he was just yelling and being incredibly irate, and he looked like a black ass Roger Klotz, but that's neither here nor there. He was, he also went and showed Floyd's daughter still in the home, referred to her as his wife, and also said, I found it funny that the way that he spoke about her, but he also called her father a bitch ass nigga twice and said that he'll never ask her for anything. He give her everything that she wants. And then he said something to the effect of only thing she ever got me was 2 pair of shoes. I don't even think I ever wore them motherfuckers. And she's right there on camera and she's saying
what?
And I was just like, you stabbed a nigga over this, man?
Right. You're facing criminal charges over a nigga who is talking this way about you?
Oh my god!
But you know what? This is the same little boy who's on tape choking up one of his baby mamas or something.
Yeah,
ain't he? This is the same. He has a history. He has a history of violence. Now I might be confusing him with one of the other 80 niggas who are in trouble for that. But
I can't keep up with any of these acronym having ass nigga
exactly
names. NBA, YBN, YFN,
exactly.
LMNOP. I don't know
none of them niggas. All of them. They all the same. They all just blend together as one generic nigga in my head. So I know that this nigga has a history of being shitty to women. So what this little girl needs to do is call her damn daddy. Or, you know what? I just thought about this. Floyd Mayweather is not exactly the pinnacle of treating women right his damn self.
Here we are.
So maybe she saw that from her father and she is experiencing it now from this nigga, and she's just like, well, this is how a real nigga act. This is how a good nigga act, or whatever. I don't know. I didn't see the video, but either way, I feel for her because, girl, it's one thing to stab a bitch. It's another to stab a bitch over a nigga who is going to disrespect you in front of the world. Or even in private.
Like, damn.
No, ma'am. No, girl. Get the fuck out of there, sis. You can do better than this. I know for a fact.
Floyd Mayweather did post a photo on Instagram afterwards in the ring with his son, and it captioned it, "Never claim to be perfect, but I strive to be the best father possible." So, I mean, I believe this girl is 19, so I guess she legally can do whatever the fuck she want to do.
Right.
But again, like, if you haven't had the best example set for you,
right, you might tolerate any damn thing.
Yeah, you might tolerate anything. And like, God bless her. I just hope that she learns from this fucking situation and gets out of there if that nigga is not going to treat her right. Because, like, fuck what? Not to mention, like, your daddy's Floyd fucking Mayweather. So
right. So if anything, you can afford protection. So
like, I'd hope.
I feel for her though, because what a shitty situation. And the fact that every time I hear this nigga's name, I think, what team does he play for? Even though he is a goddamn rapper, makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. How you gonna call yourself NBA and not be in the NBA? It pisses me off.
I mean,
what do NBA mean? No bitches allowed? Don't laugh. I meant that. NBA rappers. Let me see. Never broke again. I hate niggas.
I knew the answer, but I couldn't get to it. That was funny to me.
Wow, I'm so irritated. I hate men.
Oh, this nigga looks like Otto from Rocket Power. He is not even good looking. Men. Like, you are a beautiful girl. I don't, but I don't know anything about these kids. Let me mind my fucking business. That is it for the hot tops this week. We're gonna take a break and come back with your letters. Amen. Hey, also from the creator of Blackish comes a new hilarious comedy called Black AF. Kenny Barris and Rashida Jones from The Office are doing a mockumentary style comedy that's bound to reboot the family sitcom in a way we've never seen before. It's inspired by Kenny's own experience raising a family of 6 kids. Black AF takes an irreverent, highly flawed, unbelievably honest approach to parenting, relationships, race, and culture. Enter the hilarious world of a new money black family trying to love themselves and each other in a world that seeks to complicate and undermined at every juncture. It's about striving in the face of obstacles, especially in spaces that haven't necessarily or traditionally been open to black people. It's not your standard network family comedy series. It's on Netflix. The creative team had the freedom to explore and unpack even more complex topics in a bold and free way and without the filter. So check it out. New black family sitcom on your Netflix for you to sit at home and enjoy. Check it out on April 17th. Black AF on Netflix. Let's move on.
Hey, y'all, don't forget about Third Love, my personal favorite bra company, because they're designed with measurements from millions of people with titties, and the bras are made to fit your life. They have over 80 bra sizes, but they know that to you, the only one that really matters is yours. And for me, that 24/7 t-shirt bra is still to this day, years later, the only bra that I do not immediately rip off when I come home. That is, you know, when I used to go outside. But still, it is the most comfortable bra that I have ever owned. The straps don't slip. They have tagless labels, and the lightweight memory foam cups just mold to your shape. Plus, if you don't like the bra or if it doesn't work for you for whatever reason, returns and exchanges are free and easy, and you have 60 days to wear it, wash it, put it to the test. Ain't none of that mess where you have to pretend like you didn't really wear something to return it. They want you to put the bra to the test. If you don't like it, just return it and they will wash it and donate it to somebody in need. So there's no way you could possibly lose here. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering y'all 15% off your first order. Just go to thirdlove.com/read now to find your perfect fitting bra and to get 15% off. That's right. thirdlove.com/READ for 15% off your first order. Let them know Crystal sent you. All right, let's get back to the show.
So we're back, and it is now time for your listener letters.
That's right. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. We have a couple of quick questions, which came from a bunch of different people. One says, Happy Final Fantasy VII Remake Week. I assume you know what that is. Okay. Okay, how is that? And have you played either of the Ori games? ORI? I might be saying that wrong.
Oh, yeah, no, that's right. Ori and the Blind Forest, I think, is the first one. And then they just released one called Ori and the Will of the Wisps, like a platformer style game. I haven't played them because I don't really jump on Xbox like that, although I own one. But they just released the first game for Nintendo Switch a couple of weeks ago, so I'm thinking about getting that and playing it. And as far as Final Fantasy VII Remake, I'm happy that I get to spend time at home because that's what I would have been doing anyway. I'm going to get 100% into the game. I won't stop until I have the platinum trophy. I'm excited. This is like remaking video games is really fancy. Like it's a fantastic and kind of trippy experience, especially when you put it against everything else that they're trying to remake and reboot these days. Okay. Because remaking a movie from the 80s, right, or remaking a movie from whatever time, but like remaking a movie from, way back when can be good or bad. Usually, effects, things like that are better because the technology is better. Right. But a lot of times where people trip up is how they choose to tell new stories, what, was in the original and what wasn't and blah, blah, blah. Whereas like video games, it's all about the technology. So exactly. You're not taking a video game that was just a bunch of pixels and polygons and triangles and octagons and whatever the fuck else back in 90, whatever the fuck, whenever that game came out, and using technology today where you can see characters' pores and sweat and all kinds of crazy shit it's really intense, especially if you're talking about a game that you played when it came out. Now, I didn't play Final Fantasy VII when it first came out, but I did play it years ago and replayed it like last year, maybe. So I am just thrilled. Like I am just thrilled. And I think they pushed it back. I think it was they pushed a lot of games back this year pre-corona. So like after that thing happened, a lot of games and like everything else is like, oh, delays, pushing it back. We don't know if such and such. But with games, most people today just buy them digitally. You don't got to leave the house to get it. So I was like, look, I already ordered my shit. Please don't let them push this back for any reason. They pushed The Last of Us 2 back. I was just like, let me have this. And I can. So I'm very thrilled. I can't wait to play this game. And Tifa's my favorite Final Fantasy character, just for trivia sake.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm assuming this is like a shooter game that I would not be into.
It's not. It's a fantasy game. It's like a third-person role-playing style game with lots of fun and interesting and irreverent characters, and you are basically saving the planet from... I don't even know how to... It's actually... given the planet screaming at us to be left alone at this point and for everybody to stop being assholes and stay inside, it's actually interesting. To contrast the story. But yeah, I don't know. I can't really... It's wild Japanese fun, but it's not a shooter at all. It's not that kind of game.
Oh, okay. Got you. I might check it out then. We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, Okay, our first question this week comes from Steph, who says, 2 of my closest friends are going through it right now, and I'm stuck in the middle. Their names are Paul and Gabby, and they've been inseparable since college. They live together, and he thought he was gay until he started developing feelings for her. I know that they've had sex quite a few times, and he wants a committed relationship. She does not, and she's been hanging out with her ex again lately. He couldn't take that anymore, and in February, he asked her to move out. The apartment that they share is under his name. They've been living together for over a year. And I've just now found out that he's been paying her half of the rent for the entire time. I was stunned because they live in a very expensive city.
If he was paying her half the whole time, she didn't have a half. He was just paying the rent.
No, exactly.
Like what?
She's graduating from college in May and only recently got a part-time job that she can't work right now because of the Rona. She has no money saved because she's been dependent on Paul for years and she can't ask her parents.
Oof.
She told him that she needed at least 6 months notice to move out, but he wants her out by May because he says he can't stand living with her. I know he's been drinking a lot more lately because of the situation, and he started to avoid my calls and texts. She's hiding her emotions and acting normal, but I know that she's not doing well either. They both have had lots of mental health struggles, and I'm starting to get really worried. Rona has them stuck in this apartment together. He asked her if she could go back home to her family, but she doesn't have a good family situation, so she said no. Even though he's working from home, he has to stay in the city because of his job. Me and the rest of the people in our friend group both moved far away after college, so we can't offer them a place to stay. I know she went to one therapy session before the Rona started wreaking havoc, but I don't think he's been to therapy recently at all. He told me that he's going to start looking for a therapist, but since I'm in the middle, it's getting really hard for me and my other friend. We are not therapists, and this is very overwhelming. Any advice you can give us on this situation is greatly appreciated. Thanks, Steph.
Well,
it's complicated, right?
It is very complicated. Everybody has their feelings in the situation.
Right.
I want to say that while I understand his point of view in wanting to be separated from her due to his, fifis, I think that he has to kind of accept the reality of the situation. Even if she could literally leave the house for any reason, which she can't, she has difficulties with that as it is, So, but including the fact that we all have to stay put anyway, I think that if anything, that should be forcing them to sort of come to terms with the root of these feelings on both ends. Because while it's kind of obvious why he needs to, you know what I mean? You're in your feelings because this girl don't want to be with you or whatever, so you want her to leave. But she literally can't, nigga. And are you really going to be completely heartless about the fact that she, and I'm assuming if she could go somewhere or when she can find a place to go, she will happily leave. But are you really just going to be girl, well, you need to get the fuck out, Corona and all? I don't,
right.
You know what I mean? Now's the time for you to just kind of figure out how to make peace with the fact that you're not going to have that situation with her. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, I'm also kind of curious as to why she doesn't want to be in a relationship with him or doesn't want to go anywhere further than where they've gone. Because if they've had this connection and whatever and moved into a place together, he's been paying all of the goddamn rent, you know what I'm saying, and doing all of these things. What is it? I'm curious as to what it is that is keeping her from taking that next step with him. Really whatever it is, I guess could be, there are a number of things that could make it completely understandable and fair, but do you not want to be in a relationship with him because he, quote, thought he was gay?
Right. Is it because he's bi or whatever? Maybe.
Or what is it? At this point, I guess it don't matter because she's already fucking around with her ex. So I guess she, her attention is elsewhere. And why can't she stay with him?
Why can't she do what?
Why can't she go wherever the ex is?
Oh, I don't even think that was brought up. I think that was completely not an issue. It was that she couldn't go with her parents.
I'm assuming that she can't go with that nigga either because why wouldn't she?
I mean, maybe he has a wife.
I mean, y'all.
It could be anything. It could be anything.
I like y'all have nothing but time to figure all of this out. How you're going to get out of the apartment or wherever. How you are going to come to terms with the fact that you were rejected or whatever. And make peace and move on about, you know, your ways. Because this just doesn't sound like, I mean, it's not an ideal situation, but it's also not one I think that y'all can't sort of find a compromise and deal with until you have a solution. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't like shoot your dad. So I don't. I mean, get
true, she didn't, but I
don't know. It is complicated.
It is. And I see what you're saying, but I think that I would just be like, you have to get out of my house. Like, I really do.
Then go where?
Yeah, like, it don't matter. Somewhere else. You don't live here. Somewhere else. Like, you don't have a good relationship with your family, and I get that, but you don't have a good relationship with me either. So why should I have to suffer?
That's true. That's true.
So you're just going to have to get, especially if it's only his name on the lease and he's been paying the rent the whole time anyway. Like,
that's the thing, yeah.
Like, she wants to have her juicy juice and drink it too, and it just don't work like that. You like, this man is clearly interested in you in something that goes beyond, you know, a friendship or a casual fuck buddy relationship, and you're not down for it. So I feel like you need to also be down for not living in his house while he pays for it.
You know what? And to piggyback on that, because I'm sitting here thinking about it, like, if I knew that I didn't want to be in a relationship with this nigga and he wanted to be with me so badly that like he can't even stay, we can't stay together no more, like, I'd want to leave. To be honest, I wouldn't even want to
be in a house with somebody like that. Right.
Right. That I rejected, that I know is in their feelings about it, and I'm not going to change my feelings about it. Like, the awkwardness alone would probably get me to pack up a bag. So that's exactly. Again, that's me. I don't know, but I would not be surprised that a lot of it contains the additive of, I have been taking care of your living arrangements for a year on top of all of this. So get out. Like, I get that. Like, I get like those things together. It's completely fair. Like, everybody, I think, in this situation has feelings that are fair. But I see what you're saying. I don't know. But yeah, for the person writing in, I think it's also fair to just be like, you know what? The girls over at 3 talks about this great thing called Talkspace. Don't even have to go anywhere. You can chat it up with the professionals, because I can't take it anymore. Love the book. I think it's completely fair, especially when you are between bullshit and a hard place, to be like, I'm checking out. You know what I mean? Y'all got to figure this out. I'm not your parent or your, you know, prescribed physician. So.
Right. So, like, good luck to you. But, like, you are not my responsibility necessarily, which is kind of, I don't know, maybe a callous way of looking at it. But
did I say prescribed? But I think I meant to say primary physician.
I knew what you meant.
Whatever.
The insurance company sometimes prescribes you a physician, maybe. Okay. No? Okay, we're gonna go with that. But yeah, I feel like this young man has honestly suffered enough. And the fact that she don't want to be with him, even though the situation is what it is, lets me know that the fact that she insists on staying there is more about her good. She needs a free place to live until she can graduate from college and go fuck around the way she wants to. And she wants the freedom of not being around her family. So you have to sacrifice for it? Like, no. No, you were already doing a lot that you shouldn't have been doing no damn way, but it happens to the best of us. And, you know, coronavirus or no coronavirus, if I'm the only one on the lease, guess what? I'm the only one who decides who lives here. So guess what? You don't.
Well,
I mean, and that's cold-blooded. It's cold-blooded, and that's something a lot of people might not feel comfortable doing, but I feel like this young man should feel empowered to do it. Like, you have done her more than enough favors.
Again,
Ain't nobody offered to pay my rent for no whole damn year.
Right. I don't think that is unfair. So,
yeah.
I mean, you got options. Figured it out.
Yes. Good luck to you, though, to everybody involved, because that is a difficult situation I would not want to be in, especially right now. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Next letter comes from Monique, who says, my best friend Clara and I have been friends for almost 20 years. We can talk about anything, and we mostly have the same opinions, but sometimes this bitch be on some weird shit.
Okay.
For the past couple of years, this issue has been going on, but the coronavirus pandemic has brought it out in the worst way. That is her conspiracy theories. She is a huge conspiracy theorist. Clara is constantly talking about the government being up to something with the virus, and she keeps saying that this is a hoax or a distraction and a bunch of other shit. Trust, I love to hear a good conspiracy theory just like the next person, but damn, sometimes shit is just what it looks like, nothing more and nothing less. My main issue with a lot of conspiracy theorists is that their sources are complete shit, and as a former journalism major, I know how to spot and investigate reputable sources. Also, at this point, to say that the coronavirus is fake or to be fixated on bullshit during a time when people are literally dying and putting themselves at risk working is just plain fucking rude and insensitive. Again, I totally understand mistrust in the government, especially as a Black woman, but I can't live my life focusing on every little possibility or claim, especially if people don't even have solutions to these proposed problems. How would you best address a hotep or conspiracy theorist in your life? Same thing. I don't want it to affect my friendship too much because we're all entitled to our opinions, and she is my best friend, but I'm worried that her beliefs will get even more loud and wrong as time goes on. Like maybe she stops believing in vaccinations. She hasn't said anything about that yet, but I'm fearful that she might. Please help, Monique.
Monique, I don't see what's... Maybe I missed something. I don't see what's stopping you from just saying, like, hey, friend, I don't care about this.
Or, hey, girl, this is some bullshit.
It all sounds fucking ridiculous to me. And quite frankly, I've had enough. Like, I don't want to talk about this no more. But anything else, we can totally go for it. Did you hear the T-Pain Lil Jon thing? Like, we can just... Just because I understand you being concerned for, you know, your friend's, I don't know, train of thought or just like how certain thinking could reflect in her actions or something. But it's also not your responsibility to make sure that she agrees with everything that you believe makes sense. You know, like you can fully have differing views. And if some of her views make you uncomfortable or get on your damn nerves, I don't think that you're a bad friend for just being like, girl, I don't want to talk about that bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have several friends who are borderline super ignorant about different topics, and it's not like beliefs or shit like that. It's like things that can easily be proven or disproven. And so it's like, sis, I need you to not be so dumb. And so what I do is like, these are friends, people that I do truly care about. And I don't want to necessarily end our friendship entirely over this one dumb thing that you have. But when they talk to me about it, I will just make sure that I am very clearly and concisely stating my point of view in such a way that if she argues with it, she's going to have to come with logic and not something she saw that somebody else quoted, that somebody else said, Dr. Sebi said in 1994. You know, it's going to have to be something concrete. Like you said, you're a journalism major or whatever, so you know how to spot sources. It's time to share that information with others, because if there's anything we should have learned in the past 4 years, it's that Americans cannot spot a reputable source if it slapped them in the goddamn face versus
we don't even try.
We don't even try. We don't even click the link. We don't even investigate who owns the website. Like we don't even put in the nth of research. You could take one journalism 1103 class and learn more than the vast majority of Americans about spotting what sources can be trusted and what can't. So I think it's time to just say, you know what, sis, I don't believe that. And that is because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I am not linking to YouTube videos or, you know, other people who are just spouting off whatever they heard or whatever they feel in their marrow or whatever. I'm talking about actually like proven studies that are double blind and peer reviewed and all that other shit. Like I'm talking about actual data, actual, real, vetted information that you can go back to. And so you can say whatever you want to about 5G and
well, I'm not even saying 5G anymore.
So many people hit me up like, okay, I'm not trying to be stupid, but, and I'm like, okay, but you
really need to watch this video. You need to see this video clip. It has all of the facts. And again, like, it's the thing is, like, all of the reputable information that I have seen has led me to believe otherwise.
Yes.
But I'm also one human being that merely smokes weed and plays games and talks shit.
Exactly.
So, like, I am not a scientist, much like most of y'all are not, but I'm not going to sit up here and be like, I know for a fact all of the truth. But it's hard to get into this passionate rant that some people be going on for some things when all you have is like something that you saw on Reddit or something that any anonymous like stan put with like, you know, a missing default picture up on Twitter. Like, I can't. It's hard enough that, you know, there's actually something going around killing people just wildly. So to just be pointing fingers in all kinds of crazy directions with nothing around that actually makes sense is just like, it's not fun. And true or not true, some people are just not going to want to go back and forth with you about it.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, again, you can trust some random person on YouTube, or you can trust scientists and people who do research for a living and have PhDs and things like that. Like, it's up to you. I just choose to trust the people who actually can prove that they know what they're talking about, as opposed to people who are just online for whatever fucking reason, bullshitting and dicking around like the rest of us. So, I mean, and that's where I leave it. And I also don't take anything that these people say about that topic, you know, very seriously. I'm just always like, okay, girl, here you go with your ridiculous bullshit. Okay, vaccines do what, sis? Okay, girl.
At most, I'm going to laugh and say that don't make no damn sense. Like, that's at most. I'm not going to like persecute you. I'm not going to like put your face up on Instagram and say, look at this dumbass. It's not that big a fucking deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
exactly.
if it doesn't make any damn sense and it just randomly comes from some person who, like, I don't know, released an album in 2002 and I haven't heard anything from you since then, it's like, girl, what else? What else? You know,
right. Like,
because niggas really think that the planet is flat. They think that it has an edge. And it's just, and will really fight you about it, even though that doesn't make any fucking sense. But it doesn't change the fact that some people believe it. And what am I supposed to do about that?
Exactly. Like, my hands are tied. So I'm going to just refer you back to some real information that can be verified. But I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of energy trying to get you to see my way of things, nor am I going to waste any energy actually debating with you about nothing. I'm going to just let my friend have her borderline ignorant opinions, correct her when I can, and go on about my life. Like, until it starts being a real issue. Like, if she doesn't vaccinate her own children or something, then it's like, okay, bitch.
Yeah. Then it's like, okay, like, you're doing a big problem. That's not just going to affect you or that baby.
Exactly. But right now you're just saying dumb shit. And I'm sorry that dumb shit spreads the way it does, but this is America. So, of course,
and I believe some conspiracies. I've said that before. There's some conspiracy theories that come across my table.
Conspiracy theories. I love them. I love them.
But
only if they're feasible. There's nothing about 5G that makes me think it can really cause the coronavirus, especially because, like, we have seen how the virus is Okay, anyway.
Right.
All right. Yeah. It's fine. You're not listening. No way. All right. Next question who comes from Eugene, who says, I'm a teacher in the state of Arkansas, and we have been told not to come back to work until April 30th at the earliest. Which is honestly early, because in Oklahoma, the kids are out for the rest of the year, and my family is... Woo. Anyway.
God bless them.
Anyway,
everyone.
I have been social distancing and doing all the things the CDC has been asking us to do, and I have hit a wall. I miss my kiddos so much. My heart hurts knowing that they are in situations that are terrible and they don't have the safe place of the school building to escape to. See, this is so sweet. My drinking consumption has more than doubled. I tried signing up for help, but I was told that the services weren't available here. The closest therapist who accepts my insurance, he's talking about different like insurance options in his, like different therapy options and things like that in his area. But I was told they weren't available. The closest therapist who accepts my insurance is over an hour away, and I'm honestly too afraid to go outside because I'm asthmatic. What would y'all recommend that I do? I understand that you aren't licensed professionals when it comes to mental health, but I have listened to this podcast for so long that I value your opinion. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, Eugene.
Well,
I feel for Eugene. Imagine caring about kids. It's so sweet.
That ain't yours.
Right. That is so, like, what a good person.
Yeah, you care. And that's very sweet, especially because teachers don't nearly get enough money or respect.
Nearly enough.
But the thing about this situation specifically is that it's so unprecedented, and it's like people keep referring to it as the new normal for everyone. And like, we're all sort of trying to still, like 4 weeks into quarantine, figure out what all of this shit means right now, what it's all going to mean when we get out of it, how things are going to like. The scariness of it is ever present right now, but like the effects of this are going to be around for a minute. So everyone is still sort of trying to figure out how they feel about this and how it's affecting lots of people in ways they've never felt before or been affected before. I think for you specifically, it's important to like take it easy on yourself and not put too much like expectation on yourself to like save everybody or just, you know what I mean? Like, I think that you kind of just got to like take a breath for a second and just meditate, do anything that can like calm your mind a bit and like look at the reality of the situation and just consider that like you've done the best that you can. You're going to continue to do the best that you can. But like right now you can only do what you can, which isn't much. So it's not really fair to like punish yourself or overdrink. Although, honey, let me tell you something. 100 bottles of beer on the wall at my house and we're down to 2. So I mean, what else is there to do? And I'm not even the person who drinks at home. Like, I almost never drink at home. But like, I'm here, girl, on the weekend. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have me a little cocktail and watch something stupid or listen to some music and turn my room to the club or whatever. So like, just, I think the only thing that I could say, as someone who is not a professional in these things, is to just kind of be kind to yourself. Recognize that you're coming from a loving place. Pray for everybody if that's something that you do, and just kind of take it day by day. I personally, for my own mental well-being, have pulled back from the news as best I can. Just being active on social media. I still scroll Instagram. I still look at, Twitter, mostly my mentions. I'm on YouTube every single day. So I still come across headlines, but I'm like, I know that for a while, I'm not going to read anything on there that I'm gonna like. Yeah. So.
Yep, that's right.
And I think that when it does start, when more headlines are coming out that things are getting better, I will not be able to escape those the same way I can't escape a lot of the ones that I keep seeing now. So I'm just trying to like, some people would probably think it's best for you to keep up with it and know what's going on and what you should do and what you shouldn't and all that other stuff. And like, sure. But, I'm a bitch who probably won't go leave my house any motherfucking way. Just like, even if the girls were like, yeah, it's all right. Go out when you want to. Like, no. So. You know what I mean? So I'm just like.
I do.
But. It's so easy for me to go into panic with this whole shit, and I'm just doing the best that I can to like chill. And I only really, like I said, have a drink when I just kind of like want to relax and jam to some music. Like, I don't drink because I want to feel better. I really have only been just drinking because I'm bored.
I was going to say, yeah, a lot of people are drinking because there is not anything better to do, not because they want to escape their reality.
Right. Like you have a little drink or whatever, you scroll through your Instagram live, see whatever bullshit people talking about, doing, laugh, whatever. Like I do it for the same reasons I would have if I was going out and being social, which is usually the times that I actually drink. But you can also think of other ways that you can be active at home that will take your mind off it, whether it's exercising or, like I said, meditating, do a puzzle, something to just kind of keep your mind busy, because there's, like I said, not much that you can do about the circumstances, and it's just unfair to beat yourself up about it. Right. But it's great and commendable to have such a big and beautiful heart. So that's great.
It is. And I empathize, because I know a lot of teachers, not me, obviously. I don't feel this generously about children, but I know a lot of teachers who are heartbroken right now for their kids, because they know those kids are stuck at home where they're not being treated right. And school was their break from that. You know, it used to just be suffering through the weekends, and now it's just suffering. So that is really fucking rough. And, you know, you can do all the distance learning and whatever. Some kids are simply not going to have the access, so they're not going to have the same shots at like continuing their education as everybody else. So teachers who care about their students are under a lot of stress right now. But it's one thing to drink a little bit more because you're bored at home. It's another to have your drinking more than double. Yeah. And for you to be able to pinpoint that your heart is hurting because of these kids. So I think, like Kid Fury said, you're going to have to focus on finding other ways to channel that hurt. You got to put it into something. Like, feel free to make whatever art that you might make in whatever ways you might be creative. It doesn't have to be good enough to post to SoundCloud or Instagram or whatever. It just has to be someplace for you to put your feelings that isn't in alcohol, because ultimately that is not going to serve you. So like, it's funny because last week I was worried about talking to my therapist on Tuesday, because I just knew that she was going to be like tisking at me because I had spent the whole past week basically living on my Animal Crossing island. Like, that was all I did all the previous week. And so when I told her, she was like, honestly, it sounds great to me. A tropical location where you get to stay busy and do things and make friends and have people come visit you. Like, it sounds great to me. And I was like, but it's all I've been doing. You know, I haven't been doing A, B, C and all these other things. And she was like, the number one rule right now is do no harm. Like, just do as little harm to yourself as you possibly can, because right now, most of us are in survival mode. And even if that isn't like in the obvious ways where it's like we're missing out on food or we're worried about rent or, you know, gas or whatever else, people's mental health is extremely fragile right now. And most of us are just dancing on the line between having it together and not. So what she was telling me to do is to do as little harm to myself as I possibly can. And so if it comes down to playing this video game is going to make me feel better, or drinking is going to make me feel better, then load up the fucking video game and play that, you know, like, just do whatever is going to keep you the healthiest. And so next time you feel like reaching for a drink or whatever, just think, is there something else I can do that won't hurt me as much in the long run, that will take away, you know, the way that I'm feeling right now? Can I just come sit with this feeling? Can I journal? Can I sew? Can I bake? Anything, literally anything, almost, except this, you know, just doing the least amount of harm to yourself, because first and foremost, we want you to get through this. And you can't get through it if you drink yourself into a coma or whatever. So that's what I've really been focused on. And miraculously, I have not seen my drinking go up, which is, when I say miraculous, it is miraculous. A bitch might be higher, and I'm definitely spending more time on the Switch. But, you know, I'm just doing as little physical and mental harm to myself as possible while we are going through this crazy new normal. So I really think that's the best you can ask for yourself or for anybody else. I know you're worried about the kids, but it's out of your hands right now. All you can do is the best you can do. And, you know, other than that, you have to take care of yourself. And I hope that I hope that you and every other teacher is able to connect with your kids in a way that makes the kids know that somebody out there is still giving a fuck about them, especially if you know these are kids in abusive homes or whatever else. So,
right.
Best
and
of luck to all of you.
If you're the type of teacher that you sound like you are, I'd put money on the fact that many of those students know how much you care and how much you care right now.
Right.
And that this, we'd like to think and believe is temporary and it's going to take a while, but eventually, hopefully we can all get back to our normal things at some point and you can be there for those kids again.
All right. Good luck to you, Eugene, and all the other teachers. We salute you. If you have any questions, send them to asktheread@gmail.com. We will be right back.
Hey, also listen, today's show is coming to you from Squarespace. Squarespace makes it easy to launch ideas, projects, businesses, galleries, all kinds of fun places and spaces like that on the internet. So if you're trying to build a website from some new idea or whatever that you have, go to Squarespace if you want to do it and make it look sexy. And do it really easy. They've got really great templates. Like I said, it's incredibly easy to use. Crystal and I have both experienced the attempts at building a website outside of these tools.
It's difficult.
Spoiler alert, it sucks. Squarespace makes it very easy to do that kind of thing. And also, like, if you have a store, maybe you're selling customized, personalized masks for, the things going on. Hey, they got an e-commerce functionality that helps you to make sales, analytics to help you grow your site in real time, and everything will be patched for mobile, or optimized for mobile right out of the box. So you don't have to upgrade or add a patch to anything or whatever. It just straight works on your phone and other mobile devices. Squarespace empowers millions of people from all kinds of walks of life. So go to squarespace.com/read for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code READ to save 10% off of your first purchase of a website or a domain. That is squarespace.com/read. The offer code is READ. Go build something and share something cool. Let's move on.
Hey y'all, Strong Black Legends returns for its second season, and it is hosted by the award-winning podcaster, writer, and co-host of Another Round, and one of my personal faves, Tracy Clayton. That's right. Tracy is giving flowers to an entirely new set of Black Hollywood legends that have paved the way for us to see ourselves on and off the screen. My bad. This show is an extension of Strong Black Lead from Netflix, and guests include legends. Okay, legends. Debbie Allen, Taye Diggs, Omar Epps, Bill Bellamy, Blair Underwood. Each episode features an icon of Black Hollywood and a journey through their work, their philosophy on life, and of course a bunch of laughs because Tracy is hilarious herself. And after each interview, there's a segment called Tracy's Flowers where she honors a different aspect of Black culture. It's funny, it's fun, it's Black as hell, and it's Tracy from Another Round. It just does not get better than that. Strong Black Legends is available now with new episodes released every Tuesday. So subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, or wherever else you might listen to your favorite podcast. That's right. Strong Black Lead, one of my faves. Okay, let's wrap up the show.
Okay, so we're back now, and it is time for the read.
It is.
I'll let you go.
Okay, so I just have one, maybe two quick things. First of all, I understand a lot of you don't give a fuck about coronavirus. I understand that you don't you're like, well, I'm young and I'm healthy or whatever else, and I don't give a shit, because I too felt that same way before shit started shutting down, and then I got scared. I get that. But with where we are right now in April 2020, with most states having school out, most businesses nationwide closed, more people on unemployment or filing for unemployment ever in American history, with the virus fatalities stacking up more and more every day, I can't understand you bitches having parties. And even if you choose to have a party, what I really don't get is streaming that bitch live on Instagram. Make it make sense. Sweetie, we're in the middle of a goddamn pandemic. The hospitals are overrun. So B. Simone, I don't know if you know who that is. I had to Google her. She's on Wild 'N Out.
Yeah.
So somebody was talking about this on some other app, I don't know, and I clicked over to her Instagram, and I guess she recently turned 30. And so her friends had a surprise party for her. I don't know what, but whatever it was actually a party at somebody's apartment, probably hers. And niggas had on like masks, but they were like the masks that painters wear. And even so, like, they didn't actually keep them on. People were constantly taking them off, dancing with them, twerking all over the walls, twerking all over each other, drinking, smoking. You know, niggas is having a fucking party, but streaming the whole goddamn thing on Instagram. I'm like, now it's one thing if all of y'all said, fuck it, we will risk this respiratory virus to celebrate my bitch's birthday. Fuck y'all and fuck everybody else. You know, ultimately that's your decision and it's a poor one. It's going to impact a lot of other people, but hey, you do you. When you invite me into it is when I decide to comment on it. I would have never known about this girl's surprise birthday party or all these niggas looking like some pure fucking dumbasses on camera if y'all had decided to just have the party and not invite the whole goddamn world to it. Why did social media have to be invited to this party that shouldn't have happened? This illegal ass gathering that you having right now in downtown Atlanta or whatever, where it's like, you gonna make Keisha go knock on the fucking door and be like, fuck is you niggas doing?
I was like, Keisha. And then I got it.
Like, man, come on. It's already like, stay home. If you possibly can, stay home. Like, everybody's extracurriculars are cut off. People can't have first birthday parties for their babies. They not having their weddings. Dustin can't have a birthday brunch. I don't know what he gonna do. Like, people are sacrificing everybody. People are sacrificing huge milestones and things they would love to celebrate with others for the greater good. And you niggas decide to say, fuck all that. We gonna have fun anyway. That's your prerogative. But keep it off the goddamn internet. Please. Please. Because all you doing is influencing other people who might think it's okay for them to do the same damn thing. And then instead of being on lockdown till May, or late April or June or whenever the earliest is. And then all of a sudden it's August, September, October. Like, it keeps getting delayed the more y'all keep having unnecessary events. And that's the same for, I don't mean to single this girl out, but she's like one example of people who are doing this shit all across the country.
Yeah.
They tell us to stay home in New York, and what is Central Park packed? Do y'all want them to close all the parks? Is that what they have to do? Are they gonna have to close literally everything so that y'all can't come outside no more?
I don't know why the park will be open.
I honestly don't know why the park is still open either. Like, maybe it's time to just shut down all this shit because people cannot just exercise but stay 6 feet away from each other. Them niggas is having picnics and shit, strolling alongside. Everybody is walking, enjoying the spring air and whatever else. Girl, this is the epicenter of the virus. Like, we have the worst cases in the world. Go the fuck home.
I don't know why anybody in New York City is playing or New York State. Go the fuck
home. I don't get it. My mama called me today and was like, I just wanted to hear the sound of your voice. Make sure you wasn't lying about not being sick. I'm like, I promise you I'm not going outside. I promise you, girl. I wasn't going outside no damn way. I'm definitely not in that bitch now. Go home. Have some sense. Wash your fucking hands and take care of each other. Thank you. Fuck.
Alrighty.
All right, I'm done.
Okay. Well, for me this week, 2 things. First, I saw some white women on Twitter were in their feelings because apparently Karen is a slur now. And
please.
Some white woman literally named Julie asked if she said, does anyone else think the Karen slur is woman hating and based on class prejudice?
Oh, the Karen slur.
I love how this first of all, I love several things about this. I love that she refers to it as the Karen slur as if it's already been, decided and acknowledged that Karen is a slur. And I also love how it starts with, does anyone else think? As if to say, like, girl, you know that you're just looking out for, other white women who think the same way that you do so that you can feel validated through social media. Here's the thing. People who first of all, you've definitely been called Karen, and I would guess by several different people of color. probably specifically Black women, and you have just had it. You've had enough of it. Usually, as someone who has called white women Karen and Becky, sometimes Bex.
Yep.
It's not woman hating. It's hating women like you. And I think that there is like a big difference. Typically, like white people want to be slaves so bad. They go to like
please.
Like, they will literally like fight to find some level of equality in, you know, Black struggles and whatever they deem to be struggles within their whiteness. I saw someone who was tweeting about this say that Karen is equivalent to the N-word.
Girl.
And all of this other stuff. And it's just like, y'all so clearly wish that you had the history of oppressive violence, racism, and all of the shit that we have not only had history with, but still runs rampant in our lives to this day, so that you could find some sort of balance with these Black people that are constantly calling you out for your shit. You likely wouldn't be referred to as a Karen if you weren't someone who is using your privilege as a white woman to harm Black people, to keep Black people from progressing, to keep Black people from being and feeling safe.
Yes.
No one just goes around and calls a white woman Karen as a quote unquote slur because she was just minding her white ass business.
Right.
Literally nobody. Like, I'd like to remind y'all that niggas, for the most part, just want to live and have the same like rights and resources as everybody else in this country that alleges that that's what the fuck you can do. But aside from that, you can be like the quote, like the white man's idea of a picture perfect Negro. You know what I'm saying? Went to school and pulled up your bootstraps or whatever the fuck it is that they say. You can be like top tier Negro in a white person's eyes, and you will still experience racism. You will still experience being called all kinds of different slurs and just having like that force of destruction that exists within racism be a part of your experience. Oprah Winfrey walked into some goddamn store not a couple of years or whatever and had some white bitch who worked in there acting like she couldn't buy a purse that was expensive in there. The woman who owns like enchanted forests and creatures and fairies and all kinds of shit. Like, girl, you like I could have this whole place and you if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So it is completely different when you're talking about the experience of Black people and the racism that we experience, regardless of what walk of life we come from, what class we exist in, what gender we identify as, or whatever. Like, white people are gonna be racist because white people just don't want to see Black people progress. Period. It is what it is. Meanwhile, if somebody's calling you a Karen, it's usually because you're being a dickhead. That's it. And you don't and your whiteness and your privilege stands in the way from you understanding and acknowledging that, so you could probably not be called Karen any fucking more. But so many of y'all, and many of them probably are upper middle class white women with haircuts like Link that like, you know, go into Walmart and be ready to call the police on Black people because, you know, they have more than 10 items in the express line. Some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like, and so now all of a sudden you're trying to gather together with everybody else from Lululemon talking about some Karen as a slur. Go find something else to do. Get on Goop or like, find something else to do because this is some bullshit. I don't believe Karen to be a slur. Even if it is certainly not woman hating, and it is certainly not based on any of those other things. It is not anybody's motherfucking fault that so many of the same ass white women be up to so many of the same ass motherfucking actions and mess and foolishness that, might I remind you, often leads to ending Black people's lives or freedom. So suck it up and get over your fucking selves, Karens. Lastly, amen. I know not all of you are playing Animal Crossing. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to say this anyway because fuck Bunny Day. I've had enough. I can't.
Everybody's over it.
I can't handle any more of Bunny Day. So they are doing just really quickly, Animal Crossing is basically all about how this con artist gets you to move to the desert island. And basically, you work manual labor every fucking day so that you can afford to live there and build a community, etc. So this includes like gathering wood and stuff from trees, rocks and minerals, fishing, catching bugs and stuff like that so that you can either make money or craft things for your house or afford to like actually have a house and build other house for other people and stuff like that. So you're building a community essentially, right? So everything that you have to get or that you use is found out in the environment by doing all of the things that I just listed. Now, Bunny Day is a seasonal event that they're doing for Easter, where this freak show rabbit pops up onto the fucking island and tells you, like blatantly looks like a serial killer, and is like, "Hey, girl, so Bunny Day is coming up because this has nothing to do with Jesus, so we're calling it that, and." For the next 2 weeks or whatever, they're just going to be all of these Easter eggs all over the fucking place. And if you gather them together, you can use them to make Bunny Day things, Bunny Day furniture, Bunny Day clothes, Bunny Day lights, and all bullshit. Kinds of shit. Now, here's the problem. Don't nobody give a fuck about Bunny Day, nigga. Like, nobody cares. The only...
Oh my God.
I want to get back to doing what the fuck that I was trying to do before you came onto my island, Zipper, or whatever the fuck your name is. Like, I don't have time for that. I already owe Tom Nook a gang of fucking money.
Correct.
I don't have time for this. I just be trying to catch a fucking fish so that I can sell it and make my bills and pay off my debt and get some bridges and stairs around this bitch so we can actually move about this property like we have some kind of, sense of civilization. Right. But every time I chop a goddamn tree down, I get 4 eggs instead of wood. Every time I put my fucking fishing rod into the ocean for what should be a fish, because that is the silhouette that I see. But surprise, it's a fucking egg. I stick my shovel into the goddamn soil to pull out what should be a fossil so I can go and sell it or put it into the museum.
Shit.
Surprise,
no,
it's an egg. Like, I can't take any more of Bunny Day. I've had it. I'm sick of it. And then what's worse, like the worst part about it is, everything that you could use the eggs to make is ugly. Like, all this shit sucks. It's all stupid. Like, the only thing that I saw that I actually liked and made was the backpack, because I actually think like a little egg backpack is cute. Everything else is fucking stupid. I don't want no more eggs. And I read today, like before I got on here, I saw that they patched it. So allegedly now you'll see eggs a little less often. But even when I played the game earlier today after the patch, I dug up a couple of holes. I got 3 eggs and 2 fossils, whatever. Went fishing, boop, sea egg or water egg or whatever. I cannot wait for Bunny Day to fuck off. I'm like, bitch, it's bad enough. Like, I'm already playing like a normal, you know what I mean? I'm just taking it day by day. Like I said, I did my first Spider Island last night, which was terrifying. And so I'm really taking it slow, but I also owe money and I would also like to enjoy my things and do my business. So if Bunny Day and this rabbit and his fucking eggs could kindly piss off, I'd appreciate that.
Yes. Amen.
And the next time that y'all do a seasonal event or whatever, please consider the way that you bring it to the table.
Oh, no.
Because my nigga, we have things to do. Don't nobody want no goddamn Bunny Day slippers and a fucking egg tiara.
That egg hat is so ugly. Girl,
it's
just this the fuck out of here.
It's just a broken eggshell.
Right.
It's not even cute.
I don't want to wear that.
You look a fucking psychopath on this island because this stupid fucking murderous rabbit came and said, "Hey girl, so I'm not only am I invading your island with my egg bullshit, but every island you visit, the mystery islands, a friend's island, every the fuck where you go, these eggs follow you. I want them gone. I've had enough of it. Enough."
Oh God, Somebody visited my island the other day to go shopping at the Able Sisters, and she tipped me in eggs, like 4 of each. And I was like, sis is tired of these goddamn eggs.
Girl,
okay?
Don't want them. You can't turn it off. It's not even like the eggs go for a ton of money or anything like that. They're just, it's so fucking annoying, bruh. And another thing that happens is like every now and then a little gift will be floating along the skyline in a balloon, and you can pop it. And usually there's like some cool furniture or something in there that you can either use or sell or whatever. And now you see them all of the time, but you pop it and it's just another fucking egg, a sky egg.
That's bullshit.
Go away. Like, go away. That's
Tom Nook and his scams, man. They never end. Have you had the drunk duck show up and pass out on the fucking beach?
Twice already. Girl, how does this keep happening to you on my island?
It kept happening to me too. You know what you have to do? Keep waking that bitch up.
Oh, yeah, no, I did keep waking him up the first time. And he's like, oh, yeah, I fell out my ship and I need you to go and find all these chips. Oh, so you already did it? Yes, I did it. But
and
then
he comes again after
back.
that? Oh,
yes.
Wow. I've been ignoring him. This nigga has been on my beach like 5 times and I've been ignoring him because I was like, okay, I tried to wake that bitch up like 3 times. He don't get up. So I was just like, okay, this is just somebody drunk who passed out. I guess he came for the weekend or whatever. I had no idea. You had to like keep bothering that bitch so that he could wake up and his communicator could get fixed. You mean to tell me he comes back again? I'm not helping him find his communicator again. I'm not.
At all. I kind of had a feeling because when he does finally wake up and he explains to you that he fell off the ship or whatever, he said like, oh, it has a habit of happening to me and my crew always comes and finds me and blah, blah, blah. So I had a feeling he might, but I found his little shit. I don't even remember what he gives you, but he left. And like the day before yesterday.
It's like a t-shirt or something.
Something dumb. And the day before yesterday, I saw the bitch passed out on the beach again, and I was like, "You think I'm coming to talk to you, bitch?" and I'm not. You can stay right there. I don't give a fuck. I'm not about to do that. I just went and helped that fucking ghost find all of the pieces of his spirit again.
Wisp ass. No. I've already roamed this island today, girl. I do not want to go back looking for your body parts.
No, not at all.
Not to mention, but all of that he was scared. Fine. That nigga scared the fuck out of me.
Right. But that's like, they will just sit there or whatever and go away, I think, after a while if you don't fuck with them.
Overnight or whatever.
But that fucking bunny. Girl, like I'm legitimately trying to find materials and all of this other stuff. And it's nothing but eggs that are virtually useless. And like, even if you are super big on like the rabbit egg aspect of Easter.
Right.
What about when Easter is done? What the fuck I'm supposed to do with my fucking, my bunny vanity and my fucking bunny roof and all
this other shit? Just put it on anyway.
Ugh,
they trying to give the people something to do, but like keep it.
But there's literally plenty already to. That's what the game is.
There's lots to do in the game, so please, I've been hard at work, not getting bunny shit. So,
like I've been playing the game since it came out, and I'm still discovering shit that I didn't even know about. Like I just maybe 2 or 3 days ago found out that you don't have to use the shovel to like clean the hole up. You can just kick it.
Oh yeah. You could just kick the dust back over it or whatever, and it just feels.
I had no fucking clue, and there was something else that I just discovered that made me feel stupid too. I don't remember what it is, but it's like there's so many things you can do in that game. But those eggs, my nigga, oh my god, please
you're
stop.
Over it. Makes sense.
Over it. But that's it.
Well, all right. That wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out at thisistheread.com or on social media. Just search for This Is The Read, and our tour postponed to this fall, thereadlive.com for more information about that. Kid Fury, anything else from you?
No, be safe, everyone, and try to be kind and try to keep your sanity. I know that loads of y'all are just at the edge of glory and can't even imagine having to do this for too much longer. But again, the better we are at following the rules and keeping ourselves safe and all of that, the quicker that this should all go by, hopefully. So let's consider that. And also, again, quick reminder, I'm not doing the challenge. I'm not going to do any of them. I don't.
Not the Savage Challenge.
To do with it. None of it.
Not
like y'all already.
Not the Take Your Time talent.
take your time to
don't rush.
Don't rush. Yeah. That was I'm not doing that either, but like I've
It's
seen
cute.
Ones.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna do all that work. I'm not gonna
Marseille
do all that
and
work.
like little and young black girl Hollywood. That was the first one I saw.
That was
do it. It
adorable.
was adorable. And I saw one with a bunch of like black cosplayers.
Oh, okay.
That was cool. And,
I've seen a million of them, and I love most of them. So I'm not tired of the trend, but I'm not finna put no makeup on or do this.
Yeah, no, have
y'all know
your
that.
fun,
right?
Just don't. I'm not going to do it. So.
I'm not about to make myself look better. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah,
y'all
no,
have fun.
All
right. Remember, if you can stay home, then do stay home. And all right, we'll see y'all next week.
Yep. Goodbye.